Hello students, happy morning. Class 12 Physics, Unit 4, Electromagnetic Induction and Alternating Current continuation video. Here in today's class, let me see an important one, that is important expressions in lesson 4. Okay, using these expressions, we can easily solve the problems. Okay, important expressions. Let me go for the first expression, that is for magnetic flux. We know magnetic flux, it is a number of magnetic field lines crossing through a given area. Okay, this flux is represented by the symbol phi b, that is equal to area over the integral b vector dot dA vector. Okay, here it is a dot product of two vector. Okay, so flux is a which quantity? That is a scalar quantity. Okay, then this one can be written as phi b is equal to integral over area b dA cos theta. Okay, here theta is an angle between b vector and dA vector. Okay, then next one, according to Faraday law, the change in magnetic flux linked with a closed coil, it will produce an induced EMF. That induced EMF can be represented as psi. Induced EMF, that is represented as psi, that is equal to minus n d phi b by dt. Here n is a number of turns of the coil. Okay, here phi b is a magnetic flux linkage. Okay, with respect to time. Here the negative sign implies that according to Lenz's law, the effect will oppose the cause. Okay, here the EMF is the effect and the cause is change in flux. Okay, that's why I am put minus here. Okay, then next, motional EMF from Lorentz force. Motional EMF from Lorentz force, that is psi is equal to BLV. This is the EMF developed due to the movement. Okay, here L is the length of the wire and B is a magnetic field and V is a velocity in which the wire moves or the conductor moves. Okay, if suppose this EMF is connected in a closed loop, it will produce a current. Okay, then that induced current is represented as, that is I is equal to EMF by resistance. R is a resistance of that loop. Okay, then this one became BLV by R. Okay, then the fifth one, that is rate of doing work or power. Okay, simply power. Power at which the mechanical work do to produce this EMF. Okay, then this one can be considered as F is equal to P is equal to F vector dot V vector. From this expression we know power is a dot product of two vectors, so power is a scalar quantity. Okay, so we can write P is equal to F V cos theta. Theta is an angle between force and the velocity. Okay, then next let me go for the sixth one, that is self inductance. Okay, we can express this self-inductance in terms of magnetic flux or induced EMF. First, let me see in terms of magnetic flux. Terms of magnetic flux. Okay, that is L is equal to N phi b by I. Okay, we can write in terms of EMF also, of EMF or induced EMF, that is L is equal to minus psi by di by dt. Okay, this L is nothing but a self inductance. Okay, or coefficient of self induction. Okay, the next, self inductance of long solenoid. Okay, long solenoid. For that we found the self-inductance L is equal to mu n square AL. Okay. If suppose in order to write in terms of relative permeability, then L is equal to mu naught mu r n square AL. Okay. For air medium, mu r will be 1, then it became L is equal to mu naught n square AL. Okay. Here mu naught is a permeability of free space and mu r is a relative permeability. N is the turn density of the coil. Okay, number of turns per unit length. A is the area of the coil and L is the length of the solenoid. Okay, then next let me go for the 8th one, that is energy stored in an inductor. Inductor. We know inductor is a device that is used to store magnetic energy in the confined magnetic field. Okay, that means it store electrodynamic energy. Okay, that is represented as UB, that is equal to half Li square. Okay, this is the energy stored by the inductor. Okay, if suppose in order to find the energy stored per unit volume, okay, then energy stored per unit volume, that is known as energy density. Okay, that is UB by, okay, this one UB by volume. We know for this one will be B square by 2 mu naught. Okay, 9th one. Then next 10th one. Then magnitude of induced EMF in terms of self-inductance. Magnitude of induced EMF. Okay, in terms of self-inductance. That is EMF psi is equal to minus L di by dt. Okay, the next 11th one, that is mutual induction. Mutual inductance, that is represented as M. Okay, if suppose in order to find the mutual inductance of the coil 2 with respect to coil 1, that is equal to N2 phi 21 by I1. Okay, if suppose mutual inductance of the coil with respect to coil 1 with respect to coil 2 can be written as N1 phi 12 by I2. Okay, then mutual inductance between the two long solenoid. This one we know very well. M21 is equal to M12 is equal to M. Okay, then 12th one, mutual inductance between two long coaxial solenoid. Mutual inductance between two long coaxial, that means same axis. For this, M is equal to mu N1 N2 AL. Okay, here mu became mu naught mu r, then N1 N2 AL. Okay, for air medium we know mu r is equal to 1. That case mutual inductance M is equal to mu naught N1 N2 AL. Okay, then 13th one, that is instantaneous EMF produced due to the orientation of the coil with respect to time. Then the instantaneous EMF, that is due to the orientation of the coil with respect to the magnetic field. Okay, that can be written as psi is equal to psi m sin omega t. Okay, one more thing I missed. See, this is due to the orientation of the coil. Okay, this EMF is from the equation, that is psi is equal to d by dt, that is phi became NBA cos theta. Okay, EMF can be produced by changing the orientation of the coil, by changing the magnetic field, or by changing the area of the coil. Okay, then next let we go for the transformer session. Okay, 21 transformer. We know the voltage transformation ratio, that is Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by Np is equal to Ip by Is, that is equal to K. Here K is a voltage transformation ratio. Okay, by the value of the K, the transformer is step up or step down, we can easily consider. Okay, for a step up transformer, the value of K is greater than 1. For that case, number of turns in the secondary coil is greater than number of turns in the primary coil, and the voltage across the secondary coil is also greater than voltage across the primary coil. But the current in the secondary coil is less than current in the primary coil. Okay, then next step down transformer. For this case, K is less than 1 and the number of turns in the secondary coil is less than number of turns in the primary coil. Then voltage across the secondary coil also less than voltage across the primary coil, but the current in the secondary coil is greater than current in the primary coil. Okay, then transformer efficiency. That is indicated by the symbol nu. We know efficiency is a ratio of usable output power to the applied input power into 10%. Okay, then instantaneous value of alternating voltage. Okay, it may be 17. Okay, instantaneous alternating voltage. That is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here we know this small v represent instantaneous alternating voltage, capital V represent peak voltage, and omega is a angular velocity. Okay, and the instantaneous alternating current. Okay, current, that is I is equal to Im sin omega t. Then average value of AC. That is I average is equal to 2 Im by pi. Okay, the next RMS value of AC. That is I RMS is equal to maximum current by root 2. Okay, then let we go for the next section, that is phase angle between current and voltage in resistor, inductor and capacitor circuit. Okay, for resistor. Okay, voltage and current are in phase. And then for inductor, voltage leads I by 90 degree. That can be written as V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Then I is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90. Okay. For this case, V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t. Then for capacitor, voltage lags I by 90 degree, that is pi by 2. Okay, for that case, V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degree. Okay, then let me go for the capacitive reactance and inductive reactance. First one, that is capacitive reactance. That is represented by symbol Xc, that is equal to L omega. Xc is equal to L omega. Okay, capacitive reactance, Xc is equal to 1 by C omega. Okay, capacitive reactance is a resistance offered by the capacitor to the AC. Okay, capacitive reactance is a resistance offered by the capacitor to the AC. Okay, then we know omega is equal to 2 pi f. Then this can be written as 1 by C 2 pi f. Okay, here it depends on frequency. Then inductive reactance. That is represented by as XL is equal to L omega. Okay, here omega is equal to 2 pi f. XL is directly proportional to f. If frequency increases, XL also increases. It also a resistance offered by the inductor. Okay, then let me go for the RLC series circuit. For an RLC series circuit, the impedance of the circuit can be written as impedance Z. Okay, represented by the symbol Z. Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay, then the phase angle between current and voltage in RLC series circuit. Phase angle between voltage and current, that is tan phi is equal to XL minus XC by R, or VL minus VC by VR. Okay, then at resonance there will be some conditions are there. Okay, at resonance XL is equal to XC, and moreover VL is equal to VC. At that case the current I is maximum. Okay, so for that the applied voltage is equal to voltage drop across R. So at resonance the entire circuit behave as a resistive circuit. Okay, the next one, resonant angular frequency or resonant frequency. Okay, this one we know omega is equal to 1 by root of LC. Okay, or the frequency can be written as 1 by 2 pi root of LC. The next, quality factor or Q factor, it is a ratio of voltage across LRC to the applied voltage. Okay, voltage across LRC, that means if suppose I consider for inductor, then Im XL. Okay, applied voltage, that is at resonance, the applied voltage is equal to voltage across R, that is VR, then that is IMR. Okay, cancelling this we get XL by R. We know XL is equal to L omega by R. We know omega is equal to 1 by root of LC. Okay, L by R into 1 by root of LC. Okay, R, modifying this we get 1 by R root of L by C. Okay, then next 27, that is average power over a one cycle in AC circuit. Average power of AC. Okay, average power of AC, that is represented as PAV is equal to B RMS I RMS cos phi. I already told P average is a true power. Here VRMS IRMS commonly called as apparent power, and cos phi is a power factor. Okay, by using the average power formula we can easily construct the formula for power factor. Okay, we know the true power, that is P average is equal to V RMS I RMS cos phi. Here cos phi is a power factor, so cos phi can be written as P average by V RMS I RMS. Okay, or otherwise this one can be written from a voltage triangle or impedance triangle. Okay, suppose I draw a impedance triangle, this one is Z, this one XL minus XC, this one is phi, this one is R. Okay, for this cos phi is equal to Z by R. Okay, then energy stored in a capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor, that is, that energy is named as an electrostatic potential energy, that is UE is equal to QM square by 2C. Okay, then energy stored in an inductor, that is UB is equal to half L I square. Okay, this is electrostatic potential energy, this one is electrodynamic energy. Okay, then it is comparing with the spring mass system. Okay, here it is a LC oscillation system, is comparing with the spring mass system. For that spring mass system, the energy stored in a mass, okay, that is kinetic energy. For mass, the energy will be half m v square. Okay, then for the spring, the energy will be half kx square. Okay, then last formula, that is angular frequency of LC oscillation. Of LC oscillation. For that we already studied about this. Omega is equal to 1 by root of LC, or we can write omega square is equal to 1 by LC. Okay, then maximum current Im can be written as Qm omega. Okay, then Q can be written as Qm cos omega t. Okay. Okay, students, you have to recall these expressions and you have to write in your fair note. Okay, thank you.